Welcome to the Purpose Driven Mom Show, episode 479. Today, you're going to get a little sneak peek into the Purpose Driven Mom Club, and we're going to be talking about a really important topic, which is rest. Moms, we need it, right? On Fridays in the Purpose Driven Mom Club, which is my group coaching program, I teach something specifically pulled from my program called SOAR, which is what all club members get. There is a module in there on rest, and so I do an extended lesson and then we do some coaching. That extended lesson was really good this week, and I was like, let me pull this and put this on the podcast. So what you're going to hear is me interacting with the club members. If you go to the YouTube or if you're watching on YouTube, you can see all the slides and everything that I had prepared for that. But I talk specifically about this topic of rest, which is so important right now because we're about to hit into the holiday season. We're about to get so busy and so tired, and there's never any time for us. If you want to check out show notes, there at purposedrivenmom.com/podcast 479. And I hope you enjoy this episode. And then to go do one thing today that is for you. Before I recorded this, I actually took some time because I was feeling really cranky and I read my book for a little bit. And now I'm back refreshed and ready to go. And I want the same for you. Again, show notes, they're over at purposedrivenmom.com/podcast 479. All right. So we're talking about rest today. Very excited to talk about this topic with us very tired people. I think that so often we don't allow ourselves to have any chill or rest. And maybe you feel the same guilt. I grew up in a house where I felt like I couldn't sit still, like I had to be doing something or I would get in trouble. So now I see it, it's funny, like in my marriage, if say I'm working, I could work all day long. My husband comes home from work. If I chose at that 5 minutes to be on the couch or read my book or whatever, I jump up like I have to do something. Or my husband and I've talked about this because he'll start doing something around the house, right? Taking the trash out, whatever he's doing. And I'll immediately start helping. He's like, you don't have to do anything, right? And I'm like, I know, but you're doing it. And I've had to work to recondition that thought process of I don't have to be doing all the time and I'm permitted to rest. Does anyone else, you can drop in the chat if you're like, yeah, James, like that's same. So oftentimes I feel like we get so stuck in if we're not moving, we're not worthy. If we're not doing and we're not producing or we're not performing, it's not enough. But I will tell you a lesson I've learned this year is, I mean, I've learned it before, but it was prevalent for me this year is this, we need to take a breath and we need to rest or we will burn out and then we will not be recharged. And one of the things I did this week with my kids being back at school was I took a couple naps. I took 2 naps Monday, Tuesday, and I felt a little guilty for an hour that I napped. I feel, while I'm still tired-ish today, and I think part of that is also I'm on the Whole30, so my body's trying to get its life together. I actually just spent the last 40 minutes working on my time block for September, and I feel excited because I've given myself time to recharge. This morning, we had a slow morning. I read my book for a little bit before sitting in the office, right? Last night, same thing. When you give yourself time to recharge, you actually can come back, get more done, and be more productive. Rest is productive. I probably said everything I had in my slides, but I just want to get all that out because we're talking about that. The struggle. Maybe you've been there too, where you tie your worth with how much you get done. If I don't cross everything off my task list for the day, I have failed. Have you thought that or said that, right? If I don't get everything done, then I must have been lazy, right? And the thing I was talking to my friends about this week, because it's the first week of school, I'm like, it is a whirlwind. And if anyone was there Monday planning when I deleted TikTok off my phone dramatically, very dramatically, it's been 4 days. I'm alive. I'm fine, right? But I said to my friends, I don't understand. I have been going, literally, except for those 2 hours I took a nap, all week doing stuff. And I haven't even had TikTok to distract me. I really am doing so many things. It just feels a little bit like a whirlwind. And some seasons are like that. And I feel like we get to the end of the week, the end of the day, and we're like, if I didn't do everything on my list, I must be the problem, right? And rest, right? And we're going to talk sleep, like actually getting enough sleep, but then we're also going to talk resting during the day, during the week, not when we're sleeping. I want to talk to you about that too, but I also want to talk about how often we think for moms, the second my feet hit the floor to the second I go to bed, I need to be moving. And we're going to be real. There are some hours of my day that are like that. Okay. What I found with the kids being back to school from the 3 o'clock to pretty much bed, I don't think I've sat down. I mean, I did sit down, right? We played a game as a family. We've done something, but I haven't had a minute of silence unless I've chosen to give it to myself. So I get that, but we don't have to live that way if we don't want to. And I know the schedule is full. preaching to the choir. I know you know, right? But our minds are full. And if we don't give ourselves space to sit, to process, to think, to exist, we are going to hit so much overwhelm and overload that we're never going to be able to get anything actually done. All right. I want you to start to reframe as we go into the fall what rest actually means. Now, pause because I'm talking rest now, but I do want to talk sleep. It is really important you're getting sleep. Our bodies need it, our brains need it. Um, my sister had a baby, gosh, 2 months ago now. She's been in newborn phase. And it reminded me of when I was in newborn phase with my kids and how you somehow exist on like 2, 3, 4 hours sleep. You know, Ron and I would do shifts where like he would do 4 hours and then I would do 4 hours and we'd rest in that way. Um, I don't know how we do it. I don't know how we live that way. We get used to it, but like it's dangerous. When you're driving exhausted, it's almost like there's been studies of how it's actually equivalent to driving with a couple drinks in you because your reflexes, right, are not there, things like that. You need to be sleeping. And I know that we have that thing, that bedtime, revenge bedtime procrastination, right? Where like, this is the only time I have. And I've had to challenge myself this week because I'm trying to get to bed earlier. This is the only time I've had to myself. I just want to scroll my phone. I just want to read my book. I just want to do something for me. But it's not giving yourself what you need. So before we talk about like resting during your day, I want to talk a little bit about just the fact that you need to get some sleep. Okay. If you're struggling with this, can I challenge you 15 minutes at a time? If you're only getting 5 hours of sleep or less, even six, like I have found for my body this summer, I've kind of like tested it because we've done a lot of like no alarm days. I'm a 7 hour person. Let me think 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Somewhere between 7 and 8 hours is what my body needs to sleep. Like if I don't set an alarm, my body will sleep for about 7 to 8 hours and then I can get up. Okay. You might need more, you might need less, but we should be trying to get that, right? And if you're not, I really recommend 15 minutes, 15 minutes, like move it a little bit. I'm going to go to bed 15 minutes earlier so I can get myself a little more sleep. The thing that has helped me is the phone. So the other reason I gave TikTok up, there was a few, but one was I was staying up too late scrolling. And I've challenged myself all summer that like at 10:15, my phone is away. And I'm going to bed now. Like I think I went to bed at 10 last night. Like I am tired. Again, I'm doing some other things that are making me more tired. But because I don't have my phone to scroll, I don't scroll on Facebook or Instagram. Like it's just not the same for me. I'm kind of bored. So I'm like, I could read my book, but I'm kind of tired. I'm just going to go to bed and I'm getting more sleep. So putting myself to bed earlier, making myself get off my phone earlier, like all those things really, really work. Okay. So yes, sleep is important. Let's talk rest though. It's not just that sleep. It is those things that help you reset mentally, emotionally, physically. So it doesn't have to be taking a nap. Now, I love a good nap, but you know what's interesting? I feel like I wake up from a nap and I'm like a starving gremlin. Like I'm like, what am I doing? I'm confused. What day is it? Like I don't always feel refreshed after a nap if it's too long. Because my body's not getting into that full REM cycle and out. It's like jerking myself awake. So I don't love a good nap, but napping does count. We can't always get that, right? We can't always get those naps. So I want you to start thinking about micro rests. These 5 minute resets will restore and recharge you. And they're just about pausing. They're pausing your day to just stop and like sit in your body. Okay. It's not lazy. It's like your phone. How many times do you charge it every day? Do you let your phone sit on the charger? I charge my phone multiple times a day because I feel like my battery's always draining, right? But I charge my phone. Why would I not charge myself? Okay. Your body needs it as well. So I want you to ask yourself, where is my rest going? Where am I giving away my time instead of resetting myself? Okay. Where are you the most drained? Ask yourself these questions. Is it I get to the end of the night and I'm just exhausted? Is it when I sit down to do a specific task? Is it, the energy of playing with the kids? Like, what is it? Okay. And I want you to also challenge yourself to ask yourself, where do you overgive without refueling? Where are you saying yes? I did a session earlier this summer about how to say no. It was about boundaries. So it's inside SOAR, wherever we put that video. And I gave kind of a framework, right, of how to say no to things. Are you over giving in certain areas? Are you volunteering for too many things? Are you saying yes to too many things at work or at school or whatever it is? Those are the places where you might have to ask yourself, should I say yes, or could I use this as a reset and a rest for me? I also want you to ask yourself, and again, did it today, did it this week for myself, right? What are the non-rest habits that you're doing? Are you scrolling your phone over and over again, right? Because you may be thinking, yeah, I sit and I rest, like I'm going through my phone, right? That's not resting, friend, right? That's not recharging you. It's probably making you more anxious. It's retraining your dopamine to need more quick hits. It's not actually resting you. Now, scroll your phone. I like to scroll my phone too. I don't care if you scroll your phone, but if you're scrolling your phone and you're saying to yourself, I'm not giving myself any rest time where I'm not on my phone, there's a disconnect there, right? Is it those multitasking things? Like I literally just left this message in the team thread because I was like, I feel like I'm doing a lot of things this week, but I'm ping-ponging, right? Like I'm just like all over the place. That doesn't make me feel recharged. Am I saying yes to everything, right? You may
Right.
be giving your time away without even realizing you're doing it, right? You might be thinking, oh, I am doing some rest and I am doing some reset, but I'm not. So I really want you to ask yourself, is there time in my day? And if you're not sure, you know me, I love a good time inventory. Go through your day. You don't have to do anything formal, but just pay attention. One of the things, the reasons when Monday I gave TikTok, I went over to my settings on my phone. I'm gonna check real quick again. And I wanted to look at my screen time because I was like, well, maybe I can like go through and I can see where I'm giving away my time. Okay. My screen time just from taking TikTok off my phone, and it's not a full week, right, is down 12% from last week. Isn't that wild? From last week, it is down 12%. I mean, that's amazing. Okay. I'm still using my phone. I think it's got me on like way too many hours on my phone, but I was giving away my reset time before bed. I was giving away the time with my kids, the time I wanted to recharge myself to social media. Again, I'm not saying I'm never going to put it back on my phone, but that's a marked change. So I want you to really ask yourself, just go through how many times a day am I think there is a thing on your phone where it's like pickup, right? Like how many times? Yes, pickups. So I had 156 is my daily average for my pickups on my phone. Wow, right? Like that's kind of crazy. And I want to start looking into more of this data to see what last week looked like versus this week. If you're going to your phone to reset, you're not actually resetting anything. You're just still working your brain. Part of resetting is also letting your brain shut down for a time period. So, how can you create pockets of rest inside your routine? 5 minutes, friends. You do not have to do it a ton. So another thing I started doing this week was meditating. And if you've been around for a bit on Sunday planning, you've seen that I keep pushing meditation. It was a 2025 goal. I have pushed it week after week after week that I was going to do it. I found a 10-minute to 15-minute app on my workout app that has a 21-day unstress meditation. And I was like, I'm just going to try it. And so I've been doing it. It's been a couple days now. It doesn't take that much time. I'm still getting into the practice. I don't love it. It's still whatever. But do you know what it is? It's time that I'm getting to just sit and exist. How, actually, think about it. When was the last time you let yourself sit and exist? I found that it wasn't a while for me. And so I started this practice where because it's the back to school season, before I pick my kids up, that's my goal. I haven't done it. What is today? Friday. So the past 4 days, two of them I did it at night and two of them I did it after school. But my goal is when I shut down work for the day to do this 10, 15 minutes of meditation to just ground myself before I go pick my kids up. So I'm like in a better mood and I'm like reset for them. But even before you get up, do your big yawn, your big stretch, and just take a couple minutes to do some of that breathing, right? In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. Like really like do that triangle breathing to just get yourself grounded. Going outside, stretching even. I've been walking in the mornings outside and I've been like listening to something and I just ran out of my audiobook hours, but I said to myself in my head this morning, maybe I'll just go quiet. Like maybe I will just walk without the stimulation. Because what I'm also realizing I'm doing is constant stimulation. Oh, I'm cooking dinner. I want to have a podcast because I'm trying to get things done. Or I take a walk and I'm taking listening to my book. All those are great things, but I'm going to challenge myself and you. Can you find one of those pockets a week where you don't have any noise, where you're sitting in the silence, where you're just letting yourself refresh. Um, Even just laying down in your bed alone for 5 minutes, like can help just to give you time to sit there. Getting sunlight, going outside, the amount of vitamin D we are all lacking as a society is huge because we're not outside, right? So taking a little bit of time. I've also been doing stretching before bed, and it's allowing me to refresh and reset myself. And again, the phone, we know it, we love it, we're addicted to it. Put it down, right? Ask yourself, what is more important to me in this moment? Is it checking what's happening in other people's lives? We're going to be real, right? Call myself out. Is it finding out what other people are doing? Or is it preventing myself from getting so burnt out and giving myself a little bit of a rest to do something I would like to do? Okay. You could read your book. You could sit. I know also, I just want to say this, it's really hard sometimes to find that time when everyone's home. Again, my kids are home today, so there's just constant stimulation, constant noise. I have to talk to my husband this morning. I said, I'm gonna go for a walk. And my son loves to do it. I want to go, I go. Nope, you and me will go for a walk after dinner, right? Like I'm taking my walk now. Have those conversations, create those boundaries. Sit in your car. Do not underestimate. I will go run an errand and come if I'm alone, and I'll come back from my errand and I will just sit in my car. But I have to challenge myself to not pick up my phone. I'll just sit there and just have a couple minutes to myself because we have to find it. All right. Use your alarm on your phone, your timers for some rest breaks. Put them, if you know that you're the most stressed out or you want to reset before pickup or whatever it is, put an alarm in your phone that says 5 minute rest and reminds you to stop. And this is a conversation we've had a few times on club calls is I love my job. I love what I'm doing. I can't stop working when I'm in a groove. Sometimes you have to. Okay. I have a job that I love. I could work my job every minute of the day and still never be done because I keep coming up with ideas and things I want to do and things like that. I have to set boundaries to stop. Okay. Asking yourself, thinking through like, what would rest look like for me today when you get up? Just take that 5 minutes in the morning and say to yourself, how do I want to reset myself today or the day before? Again, the boundaries of saying not now to non-urgent requests. Listen, I'm a hand raiser. I was at my Girl Scout leader meeting Sunday and they need somebody to do something. I have to literally sit on my hands because they were like, well, someone has to do it. And it was a position I used to have. And it's not hard. It's 4 meetings a year. I was like sitting there. I felt my arm like starting to go up. And I was like, no, I will wait. I will wait. I'm not doing it. Right. And I talked about this when I talked about that boundaries class, but the other thing that we need to remember is when we're saying yes to everything, we're not giving the people the opportunity to say yes either. So if you continue to volunteer, like, so I did not volunteer for this position, right? And one of the other leaders, you have to be 14 to like have this little role and go to these meetings, was like, you know what? Let me text my daughter. She's 17. Maybe she wants to do it. And this girl gets to go now and do it, right? By saying yes to everything, you're not giving other people time to say yes either. And just like we talk about microwave minute, can you create yourself a little rest menu so you don't have to think about it? Our goal is always how can I think about things now so I don't have to think about things later? Create a rest menu for yourself that has short and doable things of what this could look like. Maybe it is a quick nap. Maybe it is doing something fun. I have all these coloring books I inherited, and I'm like, do I want to start coloring? Like doing a little recharge or a craft or silence or listening to the music you want to listen to. It could also, yes, could it be a TV show or something? I share this idea. Like, I don't get to watch a lot of TV in my house unless everyone's gone. So sometimes for me, resting and recharging is like getting some time to watch the show I want to watch, but I don't make it always that. Because if it's always just watching TV, I'm not getting to like the other things. So you add that in, but maybe it's like, I'm going to get this tea and I'm going to sit outside. I'm also challenged, just another side note about phone. You remember when we didn't have phones and you would go to a restaurant and someone would like go to the bathroom that you were having a restaurant like date, like dinner date with or whatever, and you'd have to like sit there. And now what do? We pick up our phones. We go right to constant stimulation. So one of the things I'm challenging myself to do, it was really hard. I did this the other day, is if I'm with somebody and they go to the bathroom or if I'm by myself or I'm waiting, like yesterday I was waiting for people to come for a meeting, I don't pick up my phone. I just sit and it's so uncomfortable and awkward feeling in my body and I do not enjoy it, but it's what's needed. I'm trying to retrain my body to not need constant stimulation so that I can like get off this yes burnout cycle. And I encourage you to do the same. I want you to rest without guilt. It makes you a better mom, a better person, right? Not a selfish person. If you're like I said, I went for a 35, 40-minute walk this morning. I went alone. My husband was home with the kids. I don't feel bad about it. I did that so that I can have the energy to get through my day and be there for my kids. And when you model the rest for like you doing it, your kids see that as well. They don't have to get into the like they always have to be doing something. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but my daughter said something this summer that made me realize that I wasn't modeling rest well. Um, Something along the lines of like, oh, I'll go do it right now, or like, I swear I'm going to do something. And I was like, no, I don't want you to feel the same way I feel that I'm retraining of like feeling on edge. Like you must like, I want you to be able to have nothing days. And example is today while there's so much that has to get done, my house is kind of a mess. Like everyone should be doing something. My kids have had their first week of school. Their nervous systems are raised. They really could also use a recharge. So they have nothing. I have this call today. I have book club in a couple of hours tonight. And then I have work computer stuff I have to get done. They don't have any play dates, plans. They have nothing. And I know that they could really just use a day to chill. And if chill looks like in front of the TV, my daughter was playing Legos, reading a book. Oh my God. Isaiah, I'll have to, if I take a picture, I'll share. He took all my yarn this morning and he made a laser maze in his new bedroom. So they're in a laser shooting and tied from, like, tell me this kid's not gifted. That's he's like, let me make a laser maze. So there's like a laser maze all through his bedroom. I let them also just do what they wanted to do because our kids need to know that it's okay to not be doing activities and things all the time. And we're the maker of the schedule, right? Um, but as I always say, permission granted, not that you need it. You deserve the rest and you should take it. So what I want you to do now is look at the rest of today and tomorrow. And I want you to pick one intentional rest moment that you're going to add to your day. It could be just 5 minutes. Don't feel like I'm saying you have to revamp everything. What is 5 minutes to 15 that you can do for you? Maybe we'll add that into weekly planning. You know how we do like your appointments and then your habits and then your projects and then your learning? I feel like I want to start adding in like, and 5 minutes of rest. Like, where is it going to go for you? Okay. I want you to think of one thing you might say no to this week, whether it's the phone, whether it's another commitment, whether it's somebody saying, coming into your space at work, those things. And then give yourself a rest menu. 5 ideas that will refuel you so that you don't have to think about it and you can just kind of pull those when you're ready for them.